Today on the Full Bean Show. I knew he was gonna bust out, dude. David can't keep it together, bro. I don't know.
I'm sorry. You know, this gets to me at first.
Why?
I don't know. It's just funny.
It's because I'm too good, bro.
Yes, yeah. The intros are too good, bro. That's what it is.
Too good. So you guys ready or what?
Yeah, just
keep
go.
rolling or what?
Keep rolling. Keep it rolling.
Man.
Keep rolling.
Well, like I was saying, today on the Full Bean Show, it's gonna be
F1 explained.
Yeah.
Explain.
F1 Explain.
Because there's no race this weekend.
Yeah. So this Sunday, like David said, there's no race.
Yeah.
There's no racing in IndyCar or F1 or I don't think any other sports. No Formula E.
No, there's no Formula E, no MotoGP.
So
No,
it's just
There's no racing this weekend.
it's just an off.
I mean, we can set one up, I guess, fire shoes, with the little fire on the shoes.
Make our own race.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That could be a good one. That could be good for a future video.
I think
so you should
I
stay
think
tuned.
Frankie's beating us on a dead sprint.
Frankie. Yeah, with
Oh.
those boots, man.
He looks quick.
Not at all. Not at all.
Well,
It would be funny.
yeah,
to see.
I'll tell you what is quick is an F1 car.
Oh, look at that
Oh,
segue.
that was a good segue.
Getting better at this thing. So, what is Formula One? In your words,
No,
what
no,
are
no.
for you?
Give
Yes,
me-
come
give
on.
me-
Yeah,
give
don't
me-
give you no
Give
bullshit.
it to me.
No, tell me what you think F1
It's a car
is.
that goes fast.
And what does it do? Go fast? That's
Just goes
it?
fast, bro.
That's what you would say F1 is?
That's what it is. Around
Well, maybe back in the day that could have been true because
isn't
back
it like
there was-
NASCAR?
You're gonna piss off a lot of people. I think you're supposed to keep them happy. Back in the day, that could have been true. It's just a car that goes fast. There's no rules back in the day. Literally, rules are just
Elbows out.
up in the air and stuff like that. Well, Frankie,
Mm.
what do you think F1 is?
A highly specialized, state of the art, fast as fuck car.
Oh fuck! Look at that, dude.
All right, that's one F-bomb we've dropped.
Oh man,
That,
so much.
that pushes us up to PG-13, I think.
It's a
Don't worry,
PG-10 rating.
Don't worry, we don't have enough subscribers to even get monetized yet. So you can drop all the F bombs you're on right now. But until we get that number, no more, because we need to pay for this stuff. Well, F1 is the pinnacle of motorsports racing in the whole entire world.
I think that's arguable.
Really? What's better than F1?
I don't know. People have preferences.
So you're saying if a NASCAR driver rather go, he'll pick NASCAR over F1?
I mean, yeah, I that's not my opinion, but I think.
Look, I'll give you one example where that could be wrong. I'm not saying you're completely wrong.
But it's not my opinion. I'm just giving you someone else's opinion.
Okay, well, I'm going to try to back up what I just said with the factual point. Nick DeVries is a Formula E champion. And instead of him going back to Formula E, he went to F1. And not even in a like a super high team. He just went with whatever team that was going to give him a contract. So I think even if you're like a previous champion from another series, they'd rather still go to F1 than they go to their series where they won a championship. Is that a good argument? What do you think?
I guess, but Formula E sucks. As a series currently. I mean, I think it has potential.
I don't think Formula E sucks.
Bro, when I went, there was like 27 laps.
Yeah, because they're still working on the cars.
I understand. That's what I'm saying. It still has
They're
potential.
they're trying to be like the future, you know?
As I said, it has potential, and I think it can grow.
Renewable, like in making of the cars, renewable materials and stuff like that. Yeah, okay, I'll give you that. There could be the.
Have you been to a
potential.
Formula E Grand Prix?
I have not, but I have watched.
Who has
Formula E
been?
race.
Who has been?
Bro, you didn't even do anything there.
What do you mean I didn't do anything? I
All
was
you
there.
did was dance all day on the techno floor.
Because the race was over in like 20 minutes. It's interesting. I like aspects of Formula E. I like how like they have their little like overtaking is like a video game where you have to go offline to hit the like extra power.
Yeah, that is true.
It's interesting. It's like F-Zero if you ever played F-Zero.
So on the track, does it say attack zone?
Yeah, it says So like on the track, like you have the track, and then there's two little lines that indicate the whole attack zone. And I think you have to go through the whole time, like the whole little zone,
like length right
the
there.
whole zone. Yeah, you have to
okay,
enter.
gotcha.
Like there's an entrance gate
Uh-huh.
and an exit gate.
Oh, okay.
And I think it says attack zone right there, and you have to go through the whole thing.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
It's way offline.
Yeah, I mean, you can get like what, like if there's like 3-4 cars like right behind you, they're gonna all overtake you, right?
If they're on you, yeah, like it's
easily, huh?
honestly though. But I didn't see, at least maybe at the Mexican Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez, it's not a good track because it was I didn't see it very useful. The attack zone.
So like they went offline, they got the attack zone, and you didn't see that much benefit for them to use the attack zone later on.
Yeah, like
It would have been better if they would have just stayed online and not used the attack mode.
Yeah, I saw one, I think maybe 1 or 2 overtakes because of the attack, like because of the extra power that they have.
Oh, okay.
But it wasn't a lot. Like a lot of overtakes. Like I was hoping that I would see more.
Yeah, like it would be a greater advantage, right?
Yeah.
To me, it just kind of doesn't make. I mean, I guess I haven't watched that many Formula E races, but to me, it doesn't make sense if you're gonna get overtaken by 2 or 3 cars, and then for you to just get that.
Well, I think it depends. That's why you have to like pick and choose when you use it.
True. I guess the strategy really comes into play at that moment.
Yeah,
and you have
I think that's what I'm saying. I think there's interesting aspects of it, and I think it has a good potential. Just currently, we just don't have the technology to push it to like a racing series that's that exciting.
Gotcha. Okay.
Anyways, enough about Formula E.
Let's get back to the Formula One. Do you want a little history behind Formula One or no?
Yeah, I mean,
do you think anybody cares about history about Formula
I
One?
think someone's going to care.
Pretty interesting.
Frankie, do you care?
I do.
You're the new viewer here, so we need your opinion. Like you're the new fan.
Like, while I do know a little bit about F1, I would like to hear a little bit more about the history.
I just know just a
Be
little
interesting.
bit. It used to be traced back to the European Championship. It was raced, and then it was basically started when like the car was invented.
Yeah.
But they started taking more serious in the 1920s and 30s, and then until like 1946 is when it officially was called Formula One. So I mean, I guess that's like a little history behind it. And then Formula One is Formula One has Grand Prix that are held all over the world, from Spain, Italy, the Americas, the States, Mexico, Southern America. I think the only one they don't have races is like Africa, no?
Africa.
Obviously Russia. Well, they did have a Russian one.
Yeah, but
Russia's doing Russia right now, so.
Yeah, but what do you mean? There's like Russia's in Asia. They have races in Asia, and then Russia's in Europe. They have races in Europe.
You're right. Yeah.
There's not an.
I can't wait till they have one in like Antarctica.
They got spikes on the tires.
Yeah,
like some speed racer type of stuff.
Some fucking penguin is like right there.
I mean, sometimes you'll see animals on the track.
You do, like gophers.
Yeah, you see
like coyotes and stuff
I
like
think
that.
there was like a monitor lizard one time. You'll see animals on the track, little penguin sliding
on its little belly and stuff.
Yeah, that'd be funny. You see him take pole position.
Yeah, with this little aerodynamic, literally turns into a little missile and stuff.
We should do that.
Penguin racing?
Yeah.
Or racing a penguin?
Racing penguins.
Racing penguins?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I know, right? Because then would you get the fatter penguin?
Do you think you can train them?
Penguin?
You have to be able to train them.
I think so.
Be able to.
Because, like, I mean,
let's go to the zoo and see if we can convince them to let us borrow some penguins.
It's for science. but let us know. Comment down below
if you want to see
that. You think the zoo is going to see this?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure they want to know what they want us to do with their penguins.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what they do in the wild, so it's not like we're hurting the penguins.
Yeah, we're just training it.
True.
Actually, we're giving him a chance to get out of the zoo.
If there's any zoo person or rich person that just has penguins, like for like fun
some extra
and stuff,
penguins,
like let us know so we can set up something for some penguin racing, because no one's ever seen that. But
that might be the next Formula One.
Yeah,
I think. Yeah, it's not Formula E. It's going to be penguin race. Formula P.
Formula P.
Yeah, penguin.
Yeah, Formula Penguin.
FP.
That's free practice.
Getting back on track.
All right, Friday. All right. Let's break down the weekend for F1 and F1 weekend.
So Formula One is held over a weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday for the most part. There are some exceptions like Vegas coming up this year. That's going to be held Thursday, Saturday.
Why
No,
are you gonna piss me off by mentioning that race?
I just gotta mention it's an exception. You know,
I know you're just gonna
I
piss
gotta
me
let
off
them-
with that race.
I gotta let them know. There are some exceptions to the rules. So
Yeah, well,
Vegas is an exception. It's gonna be Thursday, Friday, and Saturday is gonna be the race in the night. But that's for a future time, a future video. A future time, David can get pissed off.
yeah,
but-
you'll hear it. You'll hear it.
Yeah, but the standard normal version, 99% of the time, the races are going to be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And Friday starts usually with like 2 practices.
2 practices. Yeah,
Two practices, an hour long practice. And usually, what do they do during like a practice? For the most part, I mean, it's up in the air. It depends team to team, right?
Yeah, it depends.
Usually they just set up their car for the weekend. They like to set up their car for either qualifying, the race, or they sometimes set up for their future car development of new parts that they want to try out and stuff like that. So it's usually like an experimental phase where they want to try out, set their car and just set different programs and stuff. They want to do maybe tire management. They want to do race distance, qualifying pace. Qualifying pace is usually like on a Saturday, but like a Friday
Yeah,
is usually like the tires, race distance, and stuff like that. I know last year, I have to double check if this year too, but last year they required a rookie to drive in one of the free practices.
I think they're doing the same thing this year.
Really?
Yeah,
So, which is a good. I think is a really positive thing. It gives the younger drivers, an opportunity to drive an F1 car and maybe show off their skills, and hopefully give them a chance at a seat on F1, because we can see how competitive F1 is. It depends literally on how good a driver you are, how much money you have behind yourself, how much money you bring in, and stuff like that.
All right, sorry for the cut, guys. We're having some technical difficulties.
Yeah, we're back.
Our handsome producer over there wasn't getting filmed.
He wasn't getting his camera time.
Yeah.
We don't
I was
want
saying it's
to
fine.
deny anyone the joy of looking at him.
Yeah, that's what they were saying. But I was like, no, it's fine. Like
Yeah.
you guys are the stars, the divas.
The divas?
You guys need the.
Divas.
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
like-
I mean, David's a diva, but like,
Yeah, I'm glad
At-
someone said it.
as you can hear,
I'm not
on
the
here,
only one. What is that?
That was just an earlier clip.
Can you just hear that in him?
Yeah, when I'm working with 2 idiots over here.
Let me get another one in.
Why are you putting me on blast? Why don't you record him?
It was just
I
it
was
was
saying,
Because he's not
perfect.
the funny. He's not funny. That's
I
fine.
was sleeping.
You're the
I
one
was
being
like
the
that.
diva today.
Yeah.
Are we
I
putting
had
this in
to.
the video? You said pendejada. We're saying mocos.
I don't know. Depends if you guys want to or not.
Well, we'll leave it for this episode. Then our future ones.
Okay, sounds good.
I mean,
Well,
all right.
what were we talking about?
I don't know. You were rambling on about free practice.
Yeah, we're right about free practice. Free practice is kind of important. Free
Let's get
practice.
to qualifying.
Now you need the free
Yeah.
practice.
Qualifying.
To know about the
Yeah, so
The
free
map,
practice is not as entertaining as the other two.
The highlights. Every time you watch the highlights, it's like 5 minutes, and it's like hour-long practice.
True, but it is important. It is important.
I mean,
for
it's
the
important for
teams.
the teams. Yeah, it's important for the
For the
teams.
spectator, it's not that.
It's fun when you're there. When you're at the Grand Prix, you get to see
Mhm.
them run. You know, you just get to. It's fun when you're there, but it's all right watching it on TV.
Yeah. Well, on
Saturday.
Saturday is a big day.
Saturday.
It's not the most important day, but it's a big day. It's
Well, on some races, it's the most important day.
oh, you're right.
Depending on the race, depending on the
Yeah.
track, it can
But-
be the most
I
important
mean, if
day.
you look to your right, that's a very important. Saturday's a very important day.
Yeah, this one right here
for
is
you.
probably the most important. Monaco Grand Prix.
Why is it so important on Saturday for that one?
No, because there's no overtaking. So
So you're saying that
So
For
you where you
qualifying.
start is most likely where you finish.
there's like an 85% chance you're gonna finish
I
that.
don't know about that high, but unless someone crashes, which is also high possibility.
Or your team likes to mess you up on the pit stop.
Don't bring it up. Don't bring it up.
Oh no, I was gonna bring up Bottas, not
That one hurt, bro.
not Ricardo.
That one hurt.
Yeah,
He won it the next year, but that one hurt, dude.
yeah. I mean, it was a good little redemption arc.
Yeah, it was good. I mean, he deserved the win.
He did. Well,
Anyways,
let's explain what qualifying is
Yeah,
in
let's
RI.
give it
Well,
some-
actually, Saturday, just quick, there's another free practice in the morning,
yeah.
and that one's usually done like they do qualifying time. So you notice they put the soft tire on, and they try to run qualifying trials. But then qualifying starts later in the day.
It's
It's
broken up into 3 sessions:
exactly.
Q1, Q2, Q3.
Mm-hmm.
Q1, everyone takes part.
Yep, all 20 drivers are taking part of Q1, and it's usually the longest qualifying out of all 3.
Yeah, it's like 17 minutes, 20. It's so weird.
Yeah, something like that.
I don't know, but anyways, it's something like that. And then
You try to send
you set a quick.
You try to
time.
go full beans.
Not yet.
I think so. For the bottom teams, they try to go full beans.
I guess it depends on which team you're at and everything.
Yeah, because
The top teams aren't going full beans.
No, not yet. But
Yeah, exactly.
the bottom teams are. They're trying to get out of that Q1. For one of the teams, they were never getting out of Q1, so getting out of Q1 was a big deal.
Yeah, you're right. I guess it depends on the team, though.
So in qualifying, usually you're supposed to set the fastest lap in within the given amount of time, and what's it called? The top 15 drivers, correct?
Yeah, top 15 go through. The bottom 5, they are knocked out of qualifying, but wherever they set their time, that's the position they start.
Correct.
So if you set the 16th fastest time, you will start in 16th.
Yep.
And then the other ones are still to be determined.
Yep. So like David said, usually top teams, they're good with being like in 4th.
Yeah.
Fastest time, because Q1 is just a matter of getting out of that qualifying stage. Q2, now the top 15 drivers set the fastest lap, and this is usually where the midfield pack kind of gets a little eliminated, and the time is now shorter.
Yeah, it's
For
like
you-
15 minutes, I think.
Exactly, it's for you to set qualifying time, and it's kind of the same thing. If you get knocked out,
Same thing. The 5 more are knocked out.
mm-hmm.
Top
10.
10 through 20 are now seated. Like they're in their spot.
Yeah, exactly. So like you said previously, if you set the 11th fastest time, you are going to be in 11th.
Yeah.
So then you move on to Q3, and this is where everybody turns up their engines, low fuel, soft tires out, and you give it full beans to get that pole position.
Yep.
Which in some races, like David said, is a very important pole position, but in some other races,
It's a negative.
it's a negative. It could
Yeah.
hurt you depending on the track and depending how much straightaway you have in front of you. So one good example is like Mexico. It's
Yeah,
kind
you
of
wanna
when you
start-
don't
I
really
want to start from 3rd there.
Yeah, exactly. But I
So it
mean,
depends.
it's not the end of the world if you get pole positions, those ones that you're not
Yeah.
supposed to. But it is like one that's you need to be more cautious about.
Yeah.
And so the top 10 drivers set their times, and whatever set time you set, you land in that position. And after,
Race day.
I was gonna say about Parc Ferme,
All right, well, go ahead.
a little bit about Parc
Yeah,
Ferme,
go
because
ahead,
I feel
go
like
ahead.
you hear it kind of.
All right,
little
go
bit.
ahead.
And
Explain
it's
to the
I'm
audience.
telling you, he's a diva today. He's a freaking diva today. So, little about after qualifying, you say your time, and then the cars go into something called Parc Ferme, and the teams are not allowed to work on their cars as far as like setup wise. So some teams will set up their cars to be good in qualifying form, but not good in like racing form. So they'll have good qualifying pace, but when it comes to the race, they won't have good race pace. So I know you'll hear a little about that in Parc Ferme. But now moving on to the big day is Sunday, where everybody shows up. All the fans go. It's gonna be the most packed. So make sure you get there early, because if you're leaving 30 minutes before the race, you are going to miss a big chunk of the race.
Or yeah, you'll miss the race.
Yeah, and depending on what race you go and what Grand Prix, it could be pretty bad, as we kind of seen before when we went to the Austin Grand Prix. But yeah, Sunday is the race day. David will explain a little more of what the race consists of.
Just laps. You go around.
Right, Dave, like always.
You're on a roll, bro. I don't want to interrupt you.
Nah, go ahead.
You
got some wise words. You're a well-spoken man.
You just
So
go around. You hit the as fast as you can go.
Okay, what happens if like you crash out or something?
You're out of the race.
And what happens to like the field?
You get safety car maybe.
And what happens in your safety car?
Safety car, you get bunched up.
And what happens when safety car?
Yeah,
ends?
but that's what I'm saying. We can get into all the semantics of it. People pit, some people don't pit.
Well, let me give you a brief thing of what race day. Like David says,
What I'm saying, you sound like you're going. I'm not trying to interrupt.
like race day. Race day, you show up. That's the day you want to show up. That day you're gonna be on your A game. The day you're gonna impress people. The day you're gonna show off your racecraft. Everything. That's the day you want to be on your top tier shit. The race begins with the formation lap. Everybody warms up their tires, make sure their brakes are up to temperature. The tires are, because it's very important for the beginning of the start of the race. Everybody sets towards the end of the formation lap. Everybody gets to their marker, and as you saw on last week's race, that if you don't land at your correct marker or you overshoot it,
or he was wide.
He was too wide.
He was like too like, yeah, he wasn't in the correct. He didn't overshoot it, or he wasn't short. He was too out like side. He was to the left of it.
Okay. Well, if you don't land in
which
your
is something
marker,
I haven't seen, which is interesting.
Is
Okay.
it hard or
I
like,
don't know. I don't drive an F1 car, Frankie. I don't know.
I know the commentaries. The commentary one time they said that before they used to be like kind of so it's like this yellow line. And it used to be like shorter, and the F1 as development went up during an F1 car, they got bigger and bigger and bigger, and then they got to a point where they couldn't really see that marker anymore, so they made it longer for the driver to see where the marker is and stuff like that. And like you saw last race, Ocon, he missed his marker, so he got a 5-second penalty
And just
on
snowballed from there.
Yeah, and after that it was downhill.
Yeah.
So that's a really important thing that they look over stuff like that. But like David said, you try to go through the field, try to be first. I'm pretty sure everybody knows what a race is. You try to be the first one to cross the finish line.
And the first one, you get X amount of points.
Exactly.
Second gets less.
First one, you get 25 points.
Yeah. Okay. Name them all then.
I don't know the rest.
Exactly. That's why.
I think seconds gets 18 points.
18, 17.
And then I think the next one gets 16. Is it 16?
I don't know. But the top 10 score points, with 10th place scoring 1 point.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I know. I mean, that's what I've memorized on the point system.
And then if you set the fastest lap, you get 1 point.
If you're in the top 10.
Exactly.
Which, let's talk about the point system a little bit.
Okay.
We have lots of thoughts on the point system.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, let's go. We believe qualifying, you should get points for quali.
Yep.
Pole position should get some points because it's a good achievement. And it's just, you set probably the quickest lap of the weekend.
Exactly.
So we believe qualifying, there should be some points available. How many? I guess that's up for debate.
Yeah. I mean, what now F1 involved this year was the sprint, which we're kind of like iffy. We're both like iffy about
I
it.
guess we should talk about the sprint too.
Yeah, the sprint. The
Sprint
is a mini race.
Yeah, short race.
Sprint, I guess they said it's a mini race, and it's
done on
held
Saturdays,
Saturday.
with Friday being the qualifying. Everything shifted a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Friday being quali, and
But
then
now the sprint is the quali, but there's a quali for the sprint.
yeah, there's a quali for the sprint. Sprint sets the grid for the race day on Sunday,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just we don't really like the sprint over here at
Yeah.
Full Beans.
I don't know why they just don't give points to the quali.
Yeah, you get points for finishing in
top 8.
top 8 on the sprint. Last year they keep changing it. I mean, it's still a new thing.
Mm-hmm.
It used to be only top 3 got points. Last year they changed it to top 8.
Yeah.
And I don't know, we just feel that it's kind of dangerous of a race. Kind of makes race day a little boring
It doles it out.
Yeah, because people kind of like they slide into the spot that I guess they would normally slide into, but if they had a bad quality, okay, now that person's starting lower, so it gives us a little more excitement. Race day, we feel like sprint takes it out of race day at least.
I agree.
I think we've seen one good sprint that we both will agree like that was a good sprint.
Mm-hmm. I think also I'm not sure if the teams are for the sprint too.
I think it puts the car in danger.
A lot of drivers had said that they don't really see a great advantage for the sprint.
Yeah. I think it's just a way to bring fans in on Saturday, like another day.
Oh, to bring them into the weekend?
Yeah.
More viewership.
Yeah, but I think it's just a kind of like, I mean, I don't know if it's a money grab because they're already making the money. So I don't know if it's bringing in that much more like revenue, but I would assume it's bringing in a lot more views for qualifying.
I believe on Saturday, yeah, it'll bring in more views.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So I don't know if it's really bringing in more revenue, but I believe it's definitely bringing in more views.
Yeah, because
I don't know. We don't like it over here.
Yeah, we're not big fans of the sprint.
I would prefer quali getting point. I would prefer you getting points in quali.
Yeah, because like I've said before, quali is like that shows a driver's true pace with that car that they have, and it's
showing 1 lap pace, but it's showing. But that's if like, they max out everything. If you're maxed out,
they're full beans on the
pedal
car,
to the metal,
everything.
You can see, okay, this guy's fast.
Yeah, they're on the limit of that car,
which is why sometimes it's more entertaining qualifying. You'll see some weird things on qualifying where cars will line up, go super slow, wait for the last second, because the track, the longer it's raced on, the longer it's driven on, the faster it'll be.
Yeah,
it's kind of weird.
The track evolves over time.
Yeah, the track gets better with line. So people try to be the last person across the line.
Yeah, there's more tarmac on the road, so the cars are able to stick to the road easier and stuff like that. But back to Sunday. I guess we kind of explained everything that was for Sunday. You try to be first. Try to be that first position so you can get the most amount of points and you can get the trophy at the end. I mean, the first place trophy.
Yeah.
And I think that's basic.
Top 3 finish on a podium. And the fastest lap, and quickly back to the fastest lap. We talked about this the other day. This would cause chaos. It would be absolutely crazy. Because as we said, you have to get a point for fastest lap, you have to be in the top 10. The other day, I dropped this idea by Ozzy. I was like, what if anyone could get that point? I think that would cause the teams in the back that are like 30, 20 seconds behind anyone else to pit and then just go for it. I think it would cause chaos because then you'd have a slow car going full beans and the like latter part of the races. And I think it is maybe a little dangerous, but I think it would be like really entertaining to see like the last 3 place racers coming in for the pits and then like them having a mini race between them 3 to try to put in the fastest lap to get 1 point.
Yeah. So it would be like on the opposite end, like you just said, the last 3 would have their own little race in between.
Yeah. I think it would bring in like a nice little, little spice to the end of the race. Yeah.
Yeah, true. I like that idea.
That sounds pretty interesting.
Yeah, because like then the end of the back half of the pack has like something to race for.
Yeah, because they're not racing for
anything. Because if you're like maybe
because they're like a minute like behind, like
there's like maybe if you're like 13th, you're still like okay, I have a chance to get into 10th to get a point. But after that, like you're 17th, 18th. You're not racing. You're just on a Sunday cruise.
You're kind of just hoping for like a safety car that happens like the last 5 laps. Okay, like 5 drivers get out and I get to move forward. Yeah. That's the only thing you're kind of hoping for,
Like I'm saying, it would be chaotic because you could have potentially the front of the pack, like first, second, and third. If they're catching up to you, you're waved blue flags, which a blue flag is waved at you, a slower racer who is technically behind in standings, I guess in the of the race.
So you're about to get lapped.
Yeah, you're about to get lapped, and they tell you to move out of the way with the blue flag. But if you're faster, I think it would cause havoc. But that's what we want to see.
Yeah. So FIA, David here has a good idea. So make sure you hit him up.
Oh, look for views. If you guys want views, that's gonna get you views.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the safest. I don't know if it's the most practical. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is it'll be chaotic. It'll be fun. And that's what we'd like to see.
So make sure you comment down below that you want to see that so we can send a petition to the FIA.
Yeah, but
That's what we want.
They don't even listen to
Then
the
you listen to
drivers.
teams.
They don't even listen to the drivers in the team. What are they going to be listening to us?
Hey, the people, we have a voice.
Not
gonna
with
be the
them.
voice?
Not with them.
It's
We're
out
gonna be
in
a voice
public.
of voice.
We
Maybe
get our
we'll
viewers.
maybe we'll point you. We'll appoint you as
You
president
got
of the
a long
FIA.
way to go before that.
Hey, we got to start somewhere.
Yeah, I guess.
But that's basically it. That's basically a race weekend. Friday you have free practice. Saturday you have another free practice in the morning, and then you have qualifying. And Sunday is the race day. That's everything I have. I don't know if you have anything more.
No, I mean that's pretty much a weekend. I mean, we can go into more
Detail.
details, but I think
don't
generally
wanna-
that's a pretty much a race weekend.
Mm-hmm. Frankie?
Well, I like that. I think it went pretty in depth. We could go, as you guys said, we can go further. Like we even talked about it a little bit before, and I know you guys have like plenty more to say, but we can kind of sprinkle that in there as we talk about races too.
Yeah, exactly. I like what you said right there. We can just sprinkle it in
Yeah.
more as far because
Yeah,
we'll have more
yeah.
examples,
Yeah.
you know? There'll
Yeah,
be
when it
certain
happens
things
in a
that
race, we can talk about it that
we
way.
can emphasize it a little bit
Yeah.
more, and it'll relate more to the viewer that
Yeah,
they
to
saw
that
the race.
race.
So we
Yeah.
can like
'Cause
show
we
a
could just-
clip.
Yeah,
and
because we could
explain
just
it.
we just talk about it right now, but then it doesn't really mean anything without like a visualization.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's gonna be hard to describe. So yeah, I think it's a good idea.
So make sure you like this video, comment, subscribe below. Make sure you give us a good review on Yelp. We are under La Programa de los Frijoleros. So make sure you give us 5 stars on there. And with that, I think we're signing out.
Yep. Full beans.
See you.